As you can see, there's a lot of parts that need to come off of this before I really get down to stripping the rust off the frame. So today's plan is get this torque tube out. That's not a traditional drive line like on today's vehicles. It's a tube that twists this rear end, and we're going to get that off, or we're going to try to get that off. We're going to get some of these old-fashioned Delco shock absorbers. We're going to get those off and get those ready to be de-rusted. My plan is to make a de-rusting tank. We're gonna try to get some of this grease off so that I can get this bell housing and transmission separated from the motor, and get this motor off of here and up onto a engine stand to start the rebuild for that. I've got the steering column and the gearbox down there. That was froze up when I brought this truck home, so I've been soaking it in diesel fuel for a couple of weeks, and I got most of the crud scraped off, and I'm going to try to blow that off today. And yeah, we're going to get this truck ready to rebuild and get the frame all the way down to just the frame components. We'll get the starter off and the distributor off and the fuel lines, and we'll get this thing down to its bare parts. You can see we've got the cab chassis, or the frame number there, matches the cab number, just like the other one. This is the truck I'm going to keep. This is a short box, 1941 short box GMC pickup. So that's what the plan is for today. Well, I got quite a bit more of the crud blowing off this. Probably as good as it's going to get for me on this version. One of the things that's kind of cool is I've been wondering what color this motor was, and I'd seen a couple of different conflicting reports on the internet about what color it is. And if you look close, you can see here that it's a olive green. It's kind of like an olive green. It's not super attractive, but that's what they painted them as, and that's what it'll come home. And after we get this all boiled and done at the machine shop, I'll repaint it olive green, because this is going to be a restoration and not a hot rod. That doesn't mean I won't put some parts in it to enhance the performance, or at least make it look really cool, but I'm planning on just keeping it pretty much the way the General Motors company intended it to be back in 1941. So it was a North Dakota farm truck, and it's kind of going to stay that way. So that's how we got some of that stuff blown off, and I'm going to take some of the other parts off, and I'll work on getting this, roll it back into the shop, and get this torque tube off and some of the other heavy things, and go from there. Talk to you later. So I've got the rear end separated from the frame, and in theory, pulling back on that, we'll pull that torque tube out of the transmission. Like that. Wow. Anyway, that is a free truck frame. Step one, what we're going to accomplish today. wiring for the clutch, and a couple other things. As far as I can tell, it's free now. Well, we set out today to get the torque tube out of that in the rear end, and got that done. Got the transmission out and have the engine pretty much down to all of it. The small parts are all off it, so I can go ahead and pull it out of here. So there's the back motor mount. Power washed it for a while this morning. Took that floor plate out of there. There's still just tons of crud under there. Got this side broke down. Like I said, you can see now that this thing was originally olive green, which is kind of a cool color. I didn't get the front shock absorbers off. I'll get the engine out before I do that probably. But yeah, it came out. The work is coming along pretty good. This is one of the cans into the engine compartment. You can see just how much. That's where the oil fill tube and crankcase vent went out. And you can just see how much oil is just down in there. What a leaky thing. And then the transmission, 4-speed, like I said, it's a pretty unique thing. It's got some cool markings on it. It's got a Chevy bow tie, which you know I like, and a casting number up there, and this casting number here. I'll do some research, figure out what that is, but I'm pretty sure that this is real similar to what's going to be or what I had in my '59 Apache, the SM420. This engine also has some block numbers on it. I looked at those up, and they're all what they said it was supposed to be, built in that year from whatever to whenever. Same with the head number on it there. And yeah, got the steering box cleaned up. Saginaw gear. I'll probably send that off to Redhead in Washington and have them rebuild that so that it's ready to go back in it when I get the steering wheel and refinished and get all that done. So that was my plans for today, and that's what I got done. And also, it's Memorial Day weekend, so I'll give a shout out to those people who gave their lives for this country so that we can enjoy all of this.